and more things than I can mention in a standard PBS promo allowing 5 seconds for the local station tag. I watch it because it's fun, and it helps me in my work. I made it. That's 64 words. That's 8 counts of 8.
Coming up next on WLIW.
Hi, I'm Billy Two Feathers. I'm the new engineer here at Shining Time Station. When I first arrived here, I thought it was a little different. And now, I know it's just a place unlike any other.
Waiting there for you.
Hi, I'm Reggie Cathy, and welcome to Square One Squares, the game show where you separate mathematical fact from fiction. And now let's meet our host, the man who the Academy says is Square of the Year, Mr. Larry Cedar.
Me? Square? Okay, I buy that. Welcome to Square One Squares. Today we're going to find out whether you can tell the difference between mathematical truth and mathematical fiction. But before we get started, I want you to meet my wonderful, incredible, sensational assistant, Cynthia Darlow.
Hi.
Yeah. And from Square One TV, the people who will be answering the questions today with either truths or bluffs, Chris Franco and Beverly Micken.
Hi, Larry.
Hi. Just careful there, you're going to hurt yourself. Oh, my goodness.
Fine,
And now,
Larry.
let's meet our players for today. Representing red is Michelle. How are you today, Michelle?
Fine, thank
I understand you like to collect stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Big ones and little ones. They ever scare you in the middle of the night? You wake up and, whoa. No? That's great. And representing blue is Diana. How are you?
Fine, thank
And you like to sing?
Yeah.
Great, like rock and roll or
No, play music.
play music? Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds like, oh, great. All right, well, let's get on with the game. Talk about the rules here. The object of the game is to get 3 squares in a row, just like tic-tac-toe. You can either get them horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. And to get things started, we're going to give away the middle square. That's called the wild square. It can be used by either blue or red at any time during the game. Here's the way we play. I'll ask you to pick a square. I will then read a mathematical question to our players over here. Now, one of them will answer with the truth, which is very nice. However, the other will answer with a bluff. Oops. It's up to you to determine which of them is telling the truth. If you're right, your color gets the square. If you're wrong, your opponent's color, unfortunately, will get the square. All right, now we flipped the coin before the game. Who won the toss? Michelle. All right, let's get started. Pick a square.
S, please.
S, top left corner, and here is our first question. It's a video question, so take a look at your monitor. Here we have 2 figures, A and B. Here's the question. Does B have a greater area than A? And let's go to Chris first for his answer.
Michelle, actually, I think their areas are the same.
All right, and Beverly, your answer.
I disagree. Figure B has the greater area.
Okay, there you have your answers. It's up to you, Michelle. For the square, who's telling the truth?
I think Chris is.
Chris is your answer. Will the truth teller please stand? Absolutely right. There you go. And you get the S squared. Great. Off to a great start there. Way to go. Chris, how'd you come up with that answer?
Well, it's very simple. If we could show the video there, see? Their areas are indeed the same.
So you kind of swivel that piece down there and it matches right up, and there you have it.
I did it all by myself.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you, Chris. Let's move on. Diana, pick a square.
V.
The V, the bottom right square, which will block Michelle's win. So let's hope you get that. Here's the question. Cynthia is showing you a graph there. Now, this graph shows the daily high and low temperatures over the course of a given week. Now, the red bars are the high temperatures. The blue bars are the low temperatures. Here's the question. What day had the highest low temperature? Chris.
Monday. It had the highest temperature of the week, and the low temperature was right up there, too.
Okay.
Monday.
Monday's your choice. And Beverly.
Diana, it's so obvious. Just look at the graph. Look at the graph. The highest low temperature was Friday. It was Friday.
Okay. Diane, for the square, which of them is telling the truth?
Chris.
Chris is your choice. Will the truth teller please stand? Oh, I'm sorry, it's Beverly. Now, ordinarily, because you lost, we would give that square to your opponent. However, since that would give Michelle a win, and you can only win on your turn, we're going to give Michelle her choice of any other square on the board. What would you like, Michelle?
V, please.
The V. No, you can't have the V because that'll give you the win. Anything else?
Okay, Q.
Q. Okay, we're going to give the Q to red, and now we're going to go to Beverly for her answer.
Yeah, okay. That's right. Chris tried to fool you with irrelevant data. I wish I could say that word better. You don't need to look at the red bars at all. Just look at the blue ones. The tallest blue bar is on Friday.
Okay, you might try to figure out, you know, just for the heck of it, what would be like the lowest high temperature. It'd be interesting to take a look, but we got to move on, so let's see here. Michelle, pick a square.
U, please.
U, which will give you a win, the top right corner. Here is the question. Now, we have a picture here of Dirk Niblik, personal friend of mine. You will notice that this picture is 7 centimeters by 10 centimeters. Now, right next to it is an enlargement of the same portrait. Part of it's covered, but let me tell you something about it. It is in proportion. It is not distorted. Now, the enlargement is 40 centimeters high. Here's the question to our players. How wide is it? Beverly.
Okay, Michelle? 40 is 10 times 4. So you multiply 7 times 4, and you get 28. 28 centimeters. Really, that's it.
Okay, Chris, your answer.
The smaller picture is only 3 centimeters more in height than it is in width, so I would subtract 3 from 40. The width must be 37 centimeters.
All right, you can't quite see the picture. You're going to have to figure out for yourself which of them is telling the truth. Michelle?
I think Beverly is.
All right, for the win, will the truth teller please stand up? Absolutely right! There you go, you get 3 squares in a row. Sensational job. Let's just find out from Beverly how she came up with that answer.
The big picture is 4 times as high as a small picture. Now, to be in proportion, the big picture has to be 4 times as wide as a small picture. 4 times 7 is 28. Now, if the picture had the dimensions that Chris suggested, 40 centimeters by 37 centimeters, it would have looked like this.
Ooh, very strange picture indeed. That's how I felt this morning. All right, well, Beverly, thank you very much. Michelle, you did a great job. Diana, thanks for playing along. Just for playing so well, you get a runner-up prize of a Square One TV sweatshirt, which
I'm a
Chris
little
has
late,
right
but here
there.
it is.
There you go. And Michelle, congratulations once again. Great job. For winning, you get a Square One TV sweater.
Yay.
There it is. Thank you both very much for playing. You did a great job. It was a lot of fun. Thank you, Cynthia, for helping us. Thank you, Chris and Beverly, our players. Thank you, Reggie, for the wonderful introduction. We'll see you next time on Square One Squares.
Here comes Dirk Niblik of the Math Brigade. He'll look you right in the eye. He's always pleasant,
never dismayed.
He's seldom flustered,
Rarely afraid.
I'll show you numbers that should be displayed. He's a hero and what a guy. Here's Dirk.
As today's math-intensive episode called You Can Fool Most of the People Most of the Time begins, Lieutenant Dirk Niblik of the Math Brigade was taking a little time off from his favorite subject, mathematics, and studying another interesting subject, geography.
Golly gee whiz, but Australia is a long way from Perth Amboy, New Jersey.
Suddenly, Dirk was interrupted by the tintinnabulations of the bells on the math phone. It could be a call that would send our hero into another life-threatening adventure. It could be a call from the White House, and the President of the United States might ask Dirk to help save the world from yet another disaster. Or it could be...
Oh, hello, Mother.
His mother.
What's up, Mommy dearest? You say you just got back from a train ride. I once took a trip on a train and I thought about you. Did you enjoy yourself? Mm-hmm. Well, you had an adventure? What kind of an adventure? 2 pairs of train tracks run parallel except for a spot where they go through a tunnel. I see. The tunnel isn't wide enough for both tracks. That's a shame. So what happens in the tunnel? They become a single track for the distance of the tunnel. You say your train entered the tunnel going one way this afternoon, and another train entered the same tunnel going the other way? Oh, my gosh almighty. Were you killed? You weren't. Oh, that's good. Did the trains collide? Will there be news at 11? What do you mean nothing happened? Oh, your train went through the tunnel at 1 o'clock, and the other train went through the tunnel at 2 o'clock. You were trying to trick your offspring, weren't you? Weren't you, Mother? Bye-bye.
And as Dirk pondered whether or not to have his phone number unlisted, in another part of the city, at the Huckster Sleazeball Advertising Agency, this scene was taking place.
All right, people, and I use the term loosely. Have you come up with an advertising campaign for our new car introduction?
Sure have, Huckster Sleazeball.
Okay, the car is a new import from Russia called the Nudnik. What have you got?
Buy a new Nudnik, 30% off.
Brilliant. Go with it.
And no sooner had the decision been made than the ad campaign began.
Go to your nearest Nudnik dealer and get 30% off.
Come on down, walk in and drive out in a new 30% off Nudnik.
May I help you, sir?
Yes, I'm Mr. Beasley, and I'm interested in a Nudnik. You know where I might buy one?
You've come to the right place, and if I might add...
Oh, well, I was hoping you'd subtract.
You came at the right time because we're having a 30% off sale.
How much does the car cost?
$10,000.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
I don't care. And look at this. We are saving you a pile of lucre. 30%.
I have a pile of mulch at home.
The basic cost of the car includes a tape deck, simulated naugahyde seats, and wire wheels.
Why, I'll be the envy of my friends. But what about my 30% discount?
Look at this. We're giving you 10% off the tape deck, 10% off the simulated naugahyde seats, and 10% off the wire wheels. A total of 30% off. And each of those items is worth $1,000.
Wow, am I ever pleased.
So you're saving 10% of $1,000 or $100, plus 10% of $1,000 or $100, plus 10% of $1,000 or $100. A total of $300. Subtract that amount from $10,000 and make your check out in the amount of $9,700.
Gladly. Hello, Mrs. Milhouse. I got a new car which makes me better than you. Hi, Carl Bob the mailman. Look at my new car. No fooling, it's a dandy. Good afternoon, Mr. DeLorean. How do you like my shiny Nudnik?
Well, Mr. Beasley, how's my favorite neighbor?
Oh, hello, Lieutenant Niblik. What are you doing there?
I'm watering my flowers.
Well, but no water is coming from the hose, Lieutenant.
I know, but it doesn't make any difference. The flowers are plastic. Say, I see you got a brand new car.
Yes, I did.
What happened to your other car?
I loaned it to my left side neighbor, George Frankley, and he lost it.
Well, it's spiffy. How much did you pay for it?
Well, that's the beauty part. It cost $10,000, but I got 30% off.
That's a fantastic savings. So 30% of $10,000 is $3,000. That's a deal. You bought the car for $7,000.
No, I didn't. I just paid them $9,700.
There seems to be a discrepancy here. Tell me about it. I think I see the mistake.
But do you, our loyal viewing audience, see the mistake?
$1 billion is big. 300 feet high. $1 billion is 1,000 times more, a lot more money than we bargained for.
$1 billion is big. $1 billion is bigger. 1,000 times 1 billion. That's 1 billion. 1,000 times 1 billion. That's 1 billion.
We're getting kind of hungry for our favorite food. Hey, what do you say? Are you in the mood? Let's satisfy our special taste and get some lunch at this burger place. See that sign? 1 billion served. Beatbox, that's a lot of hamburgers. 1,000 times 1 million order fries. 1 million times 1,000 apple pies.
1 million is big. 1 million is bigger. 1,000 times 1 billion. That's 1 billion. 1,000 times 1 billion. That's 1 billion.
If we multiply 1 million by 10, how close are we to 1 billion then? If we take a look, we will see we got a way to go, my friend Marky D. If we multiply by 100 this time, let's take a look, and we will find that we're not even halfway there. You need a lot more to be a billionaire. If we order 1 billion cheeseburgers and eat 1 billion cheeseburgers, it would be enough to knock us off our feet. Cause we still have almost 1 billion burgers to eat. 1 billion is not even 1% of 1 billion. Wow!
1 million is big. 1 billion is bigger. 1,000 times 1 billion. That's 1 billion. 1,000 times 1 billion. That's 1 billion. 1 million is big. 1 billion is bigger. 1,000 times 1 billion. That's 1 billion.
Well, did you pencil-pushing arithmocats figure out what was wrong with the picture? Dirk did, and he's going to do something about it.
What an honor. You're Dirk Niblik.
That's right, but how did you know?
Who else could you be?
Good point.
Are you interested in buying a car?
No, I'm interested in the car you just sold my neighbor, Mr. Beasley.
It must be tough residing next door to a living legend.
George Frankly?
Dirk Niblik.
It's not so bad. He doesn't borrow much from me.
You told my friend that you were selling him this car for 30% off.
That's what he said, all right.
And I did. Look.
No, you didn't look.
See, 10% off, 10% off, 10% off. 3 tens equals 30. 30% off.
You are advertising that you'll give 30% off the $10,000 price of the car, a savings of $3,000. You're doing 2 things wrong. First, you're only discounting 3 parts, not the whole car. That's not what you said you would do.
You're not a nice person.
Second, your discount is only 10%, not 30%. Look, 10% off the $1,000 tape deck is $100. 10% off the $1,000 simulated Naugahyde seats is $100, and 10% of the $1,000 wire wheels is $100. That's only $300. 10% of $3,000. You owe Mr. Beasley $2,700.
But
what's the trouble here?
Deceptive advertising, that's what's the trouble, and you are responsible.
No, I'm in advertising. I'm irresponsible.
You can't dupe the public. It's illegal and not nice. I want this campaign to cease and desist right now. And you too are at fault, Mr. Beasley. Do you know caveat emptor?
Cravat Emperor? That's a necktie a potentate wears, isn't it?
No, caveat emptor means let the buyer beware. You have to take some responsibility when you buy a product. Make sure it's exactly what you think it is. Don't let yourself be cheated.
That's a good lesson, and you've learned it to me good.
Thank you. It makes me feel wonderful to bring a little common sense into the world. And now, I think I'll finish watering my plastic flowers.
And that's precisely what did Dirk. Dirk did. And we can all sleep more comfortably tonight knowing there's a man like Dirk Niblik around to protect us. and also because the temperature should be a nice, cool 47 degrees.
Okay, what times 37 equals 555?
The story you are about to see is a fib, but it's short. The names are made up, but the problems are real.
It was Monday, 9:43 a.m., and it followed a weekend that was so laid back, even jaded Angelinos had to sit up and take notice. I was working the day watch out of Mathnet. The boss is Thad Green. My partner is George Franklin. My name is Monday. I'm a mathematician. Morning, Casey Jones.
Morning, Kate. Casey Jones, huh? I didn't know you followed pro basketball.
Pro basketball? Casey Jones was a locomotive engineer, George.
Oh. Well, I guess he had a second career because he went on to coach the Boston Celtics.
George, why are you doing whatever it is you're doing?
I'm building an H.O. Gage model train. It's for my brother's little boy.
Your nephew?
Yeah. I guess that would make him my nephew. It's a beauty, isn't it?
Beauty.
Of course, you probably don't appreciate it because you were never a little boy. You know, when you were younger. I mean, you were probably a little girl. Little girls don't play with trains. But they play with, you know, dolls.
George, I had an electric train when I was a kid.
Really?
I also had a baseball glove and a hockey stick.
Boy. Wish I'd lived next door to you. We could have played together.
Did you say this was an H.O. what?
H.O. Gage. It's a scale used to make model trains. This caboose is 1/87th the size of a real one.
You can't get away from mathematics even when you're relaxing, can you, George?
Guess not.
Busy time, crime-wise.
The criminals just haven't learned their lesson.
Lesson?
Crime does not pay, Kate.
Mathnet Monday. Do we solve mysteries? Yes, we do. Do you have a mystery? I see. Uh-huh. What's the address? We'll be right there, Walter.
A mystery, Kate?
That was a young man named Walter Trepling.
Uh-huh. What's his problem?
His mansion is haunted. Let's roll. This is my partner, George.
Frankly, Mathnet.
Thank you for coming. I'm Walter Trepling.
You say your house was haunted, Walter?
Yeah, it sure is. That's what has me scared. Little Louie is scared, too.
Louie is your little brother?
He's my ward.
Your ward?
Uh-huh, he's a parrot.
Walter?
Sir?
The things that you're telling us.
Yes, sir?
Don't make any sense.
Rats, and I haven't even told you about the ghosts yet.
Walter, is this your house?
Yes. Well, no. Well, sort of.
Want to run that by us again, Walter?
Sure. See, I live next door. But ever since Mr. Tissue died, I've been taking care of little Louie. He actually owns the house.
Little Louie the Parrot owns this house?
That's right. Mr. Tissue left it to him in his will.
Who is Mr. Tissue?
Roscoe Fatty Tissue.
With the old vaudeville comic and semi-famous film luminary?
That's right. When he died, he left the house to his best friend, Little Louie, and he made me Little Louie's guardian.
Your guardian of a parrot?
Yep. Of course, my folks are my guardians, but I come over 2 or 3 times a day to feed Little Louie, talk with him, water the flowers out front, and I just hang out. We run lines, do shtick, warble a few songs. Would you like to meet Little Louie?
More than anything in the world.
Come inside.
Roscoe Fatty Tissue was a pretty famous comic in the old days, but he had retired and had not been active in show business for some time. The house stood as a silent tribute to the funny man.
Mr. Tissue didn't have a family, except me. I was like family, you know, his friend, and I used to come over and listen to him talk about the good old days. Then he and Little Louie would perform. Sometimes I'd read stories to them. This is where Little Louie lives.
Wow. Does he ever live? Look at this stuff, Kate.
Pretty impressive, all right.
It's a grand piano. That's incredible. Does that work?
Oh, sure, everything works, and it's all to perfect scale. It's all 1/12. Even that painting is 1/12 the size of the original one.
Well, 1/12 the length and 1/12 the width. Of course, the area is 1/144th.
George.
Mr. Tissue was a real freak when it came to scaling.
Bet he would have loved your trains, George.
Does the parrot know how to play the piano?
Yes, but not very well. Yesterday he got his beak stuck between A and B flat.
There seems to be something missing.
Something missing. Are you kidding? He's got easy chairs, a library of classics, a TV set, a hi-fi setup.
It's a CD, actually.
Little Louie's got it all. What could be missing, Kate?
Little Louie, George.
Right.
He's around somewhere. Little Louie, Little Louie. What's that lady I saw you with last night?
That was no lady, that was my wife.
Hello, Little Louie.
Hello, Wally baby. Heard any good ones lately?
That's how we greet each other every day, Miss Monday. He knows every routine Mr. Tissue ever did. He loves jokes.
I had a friend who was so fat when he sat around the house, he sat around the house.
You may not have heard this one.
1, 1, 2, 3.
George. Walter, this is all very interesting, but what has it got to do with ghosts and haunted houses?
That just started 2 weeks ago. When I come over at night to tuck Little Louie into bed, I've been hearing these eerie sounds and moans, and somebody moving around upstairs.
Walter, have you checked this out?
Well, not really. You see, I tell myself there are no such things as ghosts.
And you're right, Walter.
But sometimes I don't believe myself.
I don't stand a chance with a ghost like you.
Well, Walter, all I can say about your ghost is... It sounds like... the wind.
100% of Square One TV is a production of the Children's Television Workshop. This program was made possible by grants from the National Science Foundation, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation, the U.S. Department of Education, and the Carnegie Corporation of New York.
This is PBS.
Come to Crow Country, Montana with Big Bird and his friends this season on Sesame Street.
Here we go into the
Hi, I'm Shari. I'm Leon Chapman. Whoever you are, don't just sit there. Now,